You ever have one of those nights? You planned for just a relaxed evening, maybe a drink, maybe two, felt totally fine, then boom, next morning, it just hits you like this wave of anxiety, heart kind of pounding, thoughts racing all over the place. And maybe you didn't do anything embarrassing. Yeah, that lovely experience. This is what we're talking about today, anxiety. And seriously, this isn't just in your head, it's a real biological thing happening inside your body. So we're going to explore the science behind it. What is this post-drinking anxiety? Why does your system go haywire? And most importantly, what practical stuff can you actually do about it? Because the really frustrating part, I think, is this feeling can creep in even after a pretty moderate night. It seems like you had a good time, then bam. So what gives? What's the deal? Okay, so let's define it first. Hangxiety. It's basically that emotional crash after drinking. And it's more than just feeling a bit down or grumpy. We're talking feelings of being overwhelmed, maybe really edgy, irritable, or even, those familiar pangs of actual panic the next day. And the annoying thing, like I said, can happen even if you kept things pretty tame. You might have genuinely enjoyed yourself, but you still get that nagging, ugh, what did I say or do feeling, even when you're pretty sure the answer is not much, right? Now, here's where the brain chemistry gets interesting. Think about when you have that first drink. You probably feel a bit looser, maybe more sociable. This partly because alcohol gives a little boost to your brain's calming chemicals. GABA is the main one here. It's kind of like a temporary chill pill for your brain. But, and here's the kicker, as that alcohol wears off, your brain doesn't just ease back to normal. It kind of rebounds. It overshoots. So those calming GABA levels drop. And at the same time, the more excitatory chemicals, like glutamate, they surge. Imagine your brain's brakes suddenly stop working and a gas pedal gets floored. Yeah, not ideal. And this sudden switch, this rebound effect, it really messes with your nervous system. That's often when the racing thoughts kick in, the ones you just can't seem to pin down. Your sleep gets disrupted, probably tossing and turning. You might feel jumpy, irritable, like constantly on edge. And sometimes there's just this vague underlying sense of doom. Sounds dramatic, but it's real. It's pretty wild that just one night of drinking can kind of knock this delicate balance off, leading to this whole emotional mess the next day. And speaking of messed up systems, let's talk sleep. We all know alcohol can make you feel sleepy, like initially, makes it easier to nod off sometimes. But it's absolutely not the quality restorative sleep your body needs. Not at all. Alcohol is, well, it's basically a sleep saboteur. It disrupts your sleep cycles, especially REM sleep. And REM is super important for processing emotions, consolidating memories, that kind of stuff. Plus, you tend to wake up more during the night, even if you don't remember it. And that, yeah, it also kicks up your cortisol levels, your stress hormone. So cortisol is pumping while you're meant to be resting. Great. Which means you wake up feeling groggy, definitely moody, emotionally fragile. Even if you were technically in bed for 8 hours, the quality just isn't there. Okay, another big one, the blood sugar roller coaster. When you drink, especially if you haven't eaten much beforehand, your blood sugar often spikes up first. But what goes up must come down, right? And with alcohol, it often comes crashing down. So that low blood sugar the next morning, it can really mimic or worsen anxiety symptoms. Think about it, that shaky feeling. Brain fog, where thinking feels like wading through treacle. Irritability, even heart palpitations sometimes. That can be, partly at least, your body screaming for sugar after the alcohol crash. And while we're talking physical stuff, dehydration. Can't forget that alcohol makes you pee more. It's a diuretic. So you're losing water, obviously, but you're also flushing out important electrolytes. Things like sodium, potassium, stuff your nerves need to function properly. So being dehydrated isn't just about a dry mouth. It actually impacts your nervous system's ability to regulate mood and energy. It's like trying to operate on, low power mode. Okay, so brain chemicals, blood sugar, sleep. What else? Neurotransmitters, these little messengers running the show, how we feel. Alcohol messes with serotonin and dopamine too. The feel good one and the reward one. After drinking, the levels of these guys tend to dip, sometimes quite significantly. The result, well, you feel kind of flat, less resilient emotionally, more sensitive to stress. Little things feel like huge deals. It's like your natural mood buffer has one really thin. Now, does everyone get anxiety the same amount? Probably not. Some people definitely seem more prone to it. If you already deal with anxiety or you're under a lot of stress generally, you might find you're more susceptible. Makes sense, right? Your system's already taxed. Interestingly, it can also hit harder if you drink less often, but then maybe go a bit harder on one occasion. There are biological factors too. Women often metabolize alcohol differently than men, which can sometimes lead to more intense effects, including anxiety. And sorry to say, but as we get older, particularly into our 30s and beyond, our brains and livers just tend to get a bit more sensitive. So anxiety might become a more frequent, unwelcome visitor. So the big question, is there a magic fix? A cure? Sadly, no. Not really. But there are some things that might subtly support your system during recovery. Think about L-Theanine. It's an amino acid mostly found in green tea. Some research suggests it can help promote calm and clarity, maybe by influencing brainwaves, helping balance out those neurotransmitters we talked about. Then there's 5-HTP. It comes from tryptophan, the turkey amino acid. 5-HTP is a precursor to serotonin. So it helps your body make more of that mood-stabilizing chemical. You can find these as supplements, sure. Or you can focus on lifestyle diet, routines that naturally support your brain chemistry. It's about getting your brain the building blocks it needs to get back to baseline. Okay, let's switch gears to practical strategies. Things you can do. Number one, probably. Eat before you drink. Seriously, never drink on an empty stomach. A balanced meal, protein, fats, carbs slows down alcohol absorptions. Helps keep that blood sugar more stable. Big difference. Hydration. Hydration. Cannot stress this enough. Alternate alcoholic drinks with water. Maybe have an electrolyte drink before bed. Pace yourself. Aim for roughly 1 standard drink per hour. Gives your liver a better chance to keep up with processing the alcohol. And consider alcohol-free days regularly. It lets your whole nervous system recalibrate. Gives your brain a break. Beyond the night itself, think about supporting your nervous system daily. Building resilience helps you bounce back faster from, well, anything, including Hangxiety. Simple stuff. Mindfulness, going for walks, maybe journaling, deep breathing exercises. Find what works for you. And look, if anxiety does hit you, try not to panic about the panic, Remind yourself, this is physiological, it's temporary, it will pass. Don't just sit there stewing in it. Get outside if you can. Move your body gently. Eat something nourishing. Focus on your breath for a few minutes. Little actions can really help break that cycle. So the main takeaway here, anxiety isn't weakness. It's not just in your head. It's a real physical response. Alcohol affects brain chemistry, blood sugar, sleep, your nervous system. It's clean leak stuff. But understanding why it happens, that gives you power. It means you can make choices to support yourself. You can still enjoy social events, maybe have a drink or two, without it totally derailing your mood and your whole week afterwards. So maybe think about it. How do these biological things we talk about, how do they connect with your own habits, your social life, your self-care routines? Which one of these strategies we mentioned actually feels doable for you? Maybe start there, see how it goes. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.